This is myself here, Eamon McAuley, turning professional in 1980, late 85 I think it was, with Barney Eastwood. Uh, this was in a magazine in 2002, and I knew it was going to be in the magazine, but it was absolutely over the moon when it was the front page, the cover of the magazine. Absolutely fantastic to be in the cover. And the magazine was called The Right Hook. This is myself here, a 58-year-old Eamon McAuley looking at a 20-year-old Eamon McAuley. But I must admit, I've aged pretty well. I'm still running, still active, still doing the tour, nearly 60. This is myself, well, a mixed martial arts world champion at light heavyweight and heavyweight. Carl Muir, legend. I was doing the door with Carl in Voodoo in the town. Lovely, lovely guy. Fantastic, tough man. Whoa, I wouldn't want to cross with him. He would snap my spine like a twig. That's myself. Don't know where it is. Don't know when it is. Sign the glove for somebody. And this is myself here, getting photographed with my new book in my hands beside the mural in Ardoyne Avenue. I'm actually on that mural with some legendary champions that come out of Ardoyne. People like Eamon McGee, Noel McGee, Terry McGee, Freddie Gilroy, Darren Corbett, and many, many more. To be in that company is fantastic. It's a memory card for the legendary Bunty Dorn. What a flyweight he was, number 4 in the world. And he fought my uncle Rinty. And it was a world title eliminator. And Bunty was on the way up. Rinty seemed as though he was on the way down. And Bunty was heavily favoured that night. But Rinty knocked him out in 4 rounds. And that propelled Rinty into an Indian summer, where he would go on to win the world title and defend it 3 or 4 times. Eddie Bunty Dorn. And that's his memory card. God rest his soul. My friend Nigel Blair, he's a wee radio station. So he says here, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to the champ, Eamon McAuley, for his interview on his life and career as historian and professional boxer and author. The interview was extremely well received by our listeners at Belfast 89 FM. Eamon in the near future will be back with us to discuss a matter of great historical importance to our city of Belfast. Enough. I will keep you in suspense. Keep listening to Belfast 89 FM. You know it makes sense. And I think the exciting news was about the statues, the 3 statues Belfast was going to get. One of Rinty Monaghan, one of John Caldwell, and a generic statue to recognise all the great boxers who come out of the Shankill Woodvale area. That was a wee fundraising, awareness raising day we had at the Waterworks, and that was to raise money for the boxer who had fell into a coma and during a contest. He's still not great. He's in a wheelchair, and that was maybe, that's a good 3 years ago, easy. Maybe 4. I wish him well. And that's myself with Tommy McCarthy and Tyrone McKenna. Tyrone McKenna and Tyrone McCulloch. I always get that mixed up. And there's Paddy Barnes there. So to be a boxer, boxers are highly tuned to a degree not known in other sports. They ply their skills alone and there is nowhere to hide. They need to be in top physical condition and unrelentingly brave. If you take the endurance of a tennis player, the courage of a racing driver, the sensibility of an actor, the continued discipline of a long distance runner, mix those ingredients together and you're on your way to knowing what it takes to be a boxer. Now you see this photo. This is a wonderful photo here. This is of all my old school teachers from Holy Cross Boys. Many of these taught me. I would imagine this photo would be around 72, 73, 74 or 75. Maybe at a push 76. There's Miss O'Kane in the middle. Oh, it's getting a wee bit blurred. My first teacher, Miss O'Kane. And then after that, I was taught by Mr. McCurdy there at the end, the moustache. And then finally, I was taught by the guy there with the grey suit, the glasses. Second from right, Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks has sadly passed. I think Miss O'Kane has passed too, but I think Mr. McCurdy's still alive. And just below Mr. McCurdy there is Cyril Murray, who was shot dead by loyalists in 1990 or 91. Shot at his own house. May he rest in paradise. There's Mr. McGrath. Oh my goodness, some of the names. There's Mr. O'Malley there with a suit on with his hands on his knees. He's the principal. Yeah, so it would have been about 74, 75. The very end there, at the top far right, that's Mr. Maguire, who took over as head principal from Mr. O'Malley. There's Mr. Honey there. There's so many faces I recognise, but I can't remember. Lovely, lovely photo. And this photo here was taken. I done a boxing talk at the Care Centre in Newington, and there was a big crowd, and I spoke for a good hour and 15 minutes about boxing, and I was delighted with that. Was the first time I'd done sort of public speaking like that, but we're on the boxing scene, like, I mean, that's my strength. And it was very well received. There was about 50 guys there, and I got paid for it, but it was wonderful. I'd have done it for nothing. Honestly, if you had asked me, I would have done it for nothing. There's Mickey Duff with his arm round my Uncle Renty Monaghan, and that's Jim Watt here. So I would imagine this is Glasgow, maybe the day after Jim Watt has beat Charlie Nash. I would imagine all them boys are over to support Charlie Nash. Yep, Jim Watt done him in 4 rounds, after raising from the canvas in the first. And Renty looks as always doing a rendition there of when Irish eyes are smiling. He would never let an opportunity pass without singing a song, God rest his soul. And there's myself there, with Daki, with a hat on, and the late Sammy Vernon, and Paddy Maguire, 2 legends. Well, 3 legends if you include Daki. Daki's wrote a book on Silver McKee. He's a bit of a local historian. And that's myself there with some boxing memorabilia in my house. One a wee bit blurred, not happy with that. And that's myself and Gerard McCaffrey and Padraig Downey down at the Dungarvan Box Cup, where Padraig got the gold. And me and Gerard, the 2 coaches, went down with them. Neil Sinclair and John McNally, 2 legends. And that was us in the town. We were in Greg's, me and Neil having a cup of tea, and I spotted John McNally passing by. His son was pushing the wheelchair. So I never let an opportunity pass. So I says, Neil, come on, we got a photo with John. John was a good friend of mine. Sadly, he's passed. God rest his soul. God rest his soul. And God rest this man's soul too. I boxed him in Manchester in 1983. Des Southern. And then he changed his name to Des Gargano when he turned professional. Very slippery, very unorthodox, very awkward, very difficult to box. Beat him on points. And the best of the bunch, some of the best guys that I was in the ring with. Now, guys that I sparred, so many world champions here: Barry McGuigan, Gabriel Ruelas, Marcus Filizana, Antonio Esparragosa, Dave Boy McAuley, Paul Hodgkinson, Hector Lopez, Harold Graham, Eamon McAuley, Michael Ayers, Andy Holligan, Eamon McGee, Neil Sinclair, Billy Hardy, Mark Winters, Alec Dixon, Francis Mpofo, Sam Story, Paul Harvey, and Hugh Russell. World, European, British and Commonwealth champions all. I dropped 2 of them in sparring and I broke 1 of their noses. So these were some of the best guys I sparred. So some of the best guys I boxed were Carl Crook, Paul Fitzgerald, Moss O'Brien, Brian Roach, Paul Day, Derek Granger, Neil Foran, Ben McGarrigle, Dennis Oakes, Alan Keogh, Tony Graham, Danny Cooper, Oleg Sidanko. So they were British, Commonwealth, Olympians and World Police and Fireman Games champions. I dropped 8 of them and broke 1 of their noses. These were just some of the best guys I boxed. And this here is a portrait of Muhammad Ali that my friend Tony Curry done for me. Tony's a great artist, and Tony done the statue of Geordie Best down at the George Best Stadium, football stadium, Windsor Park. Great likeness. And he also done this for me. This is Muhammad Ali landing a punch in Brian London in their world title fight in the mid-60s. I would say 66. And Ali stopped him 2 or 3 rounds. Much too quick. And this is a lovely painting on a canvas background. Very, very talented man. Tony Curry. And a great boxer. He was our senior heavyweight champion. So there you go. Thanks very much for listening to me, folks. Have a lovely day. God bless.